welcome in to Keisa and Joe. I am Keisa Sharp, Coach K, and I'm joined by the impeccable,
Can I say?
flawless, always sharp, always debonair.
What can I say? It's your boy Joe Lockett in the building. How's it going this morning, Keith?
How's it going?
It's going good. Look at you looking all vibrant this morning and everything. What's going on?
It's called Match Your Fly.
Match your who?
Match your fly. So see, you come in all the time with you popping your collar and all that kind of stuff. So I decided today to pop my collar and all that kind of
Wait a minute.
And you're always
what Trent Richardson always said, Joe, you showing all your Cleveland.
Yeah. Not your cleavage, but your Cleveland.
Your Cleveland.
Yeah.
The
ladies love it.
Ladies love me. I'm just saying they do, and I'm happy about that. Welcome in, y'all, to the one with the Keisa and Joe show.
Yes.
We're here today at the Filter Coffee Parlor Shop.
Yes.
And today's show is going to be off the chains because you know something.
Yeah.
The one and only.
Yeah.
I hope you show up.
I think you will.
You think you're gonna show?
I have confidence.
He's never let me down, but it's him though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He don't have to come.
Yeah. No,
so he could say I'm busy, but y'all know something. I think he's coming out. I think he's coming. The one and only Jeh Jeh Pruitt is going to be here with us. He'll be sitting right here pretty soon.
Yes, right in the hot seat.
I got some questions for him too.
You do?
Yeah, I got to talk to him about a lot of this stuff.
I think I'm going to just sit back and listen to what you all have to say. And let me go ahead and just put it out here really quick while you're watching and come on in the building this morning. Make sure that you like and share our broadcast. We want you to listen to JJ. We want you to see what he has to say. But make sure you like and share our broadcast. That's what we ask you to do for us, whether you're on my channel, to Instagram, good morning, or whether to Facebook and all the rest of you, good morning as well. Like and share. And on Joe's channel too, show him some love and like and share on the channel.
You see how she just said, yeah, show him a little love and show me all of
I would never do that.
No. We're on two channels on the digital airways, yo. We're on the Joe Lockett Show channel and we're on the Keisa Sharp channel. Okay.
Yes.
So on the digital airways, you can find us on either one, whichever fan base you're following, you're supporting both of us. Yes. But the great part about it, like and share and comment. Okay. If you got any questions for the one and only JJ, make sure you guys put them in. Our producers are watching the show and they will tell us, and we'll try to answer some of your questions throughout the show. Anything new going on in the news right now?
Actually, I had an opportunity. You know how I am.
You got all this stuff going on.
I have this stuff going and reporting and all that kind of stuff. So, the city of Birmingham had an opportunity to cover budget meetings the other night.
Okay. Wait a minute. You in trouble.
Why?
You cannot. This is rude.
Is it?
This here
I don't know
in Japan. This is very rude.
Well, we're not in Japan. We're not in Japan.
But I'm Blackanese.
Okay.
But I'm Blackanese, so this is rude.
What he said? This is Tiger. So are you Tiger now?
I'm
not
Joe.
I'm Cobbler Nation.
I'm Joe, but I'm Blackanese.
Okay.
So this is rude.
Okay.
Lay your fork down. Okay. Do not have your fork sticking up.
It annoys him.
No, yes, it does, because I got I'll tell you my story about that later. But actually, in Japan, if someone sticks their chopsticks up in their food, it means someone has passed away. The chopsticks is forks for them.
Ooh.
So you eat with those things.
Ooh.
So when I saw that and it's just sticking up, I'm like, yeah, we're not finna do that.
No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna turn that down.
We're just gonna lay it on.
Good looking out. Good looking out. Okay.
I'm sorry, but go ahead.
It's okay.
City council meeting did what now?
Yes, city council meeting. I went there. They had a budget hearing actually on Monday night, in which before I go, that I see coffee. So I'm distracted by Joey and coffee.
Thank you.
What's this called? Salted butterscotch is what we enjoy. Love it. He has the full fat version. I have a macadamia nut. Okay, so budget hit. Can you hand nephew his as well over there behind the scenes? Shout out one time to nephew for who's producing this amazing broadcast. But yeah, city had budget hearing the other night. Mm-hmm. So the process goes that they will during this month, during June, it's expected that the council will approve it, and then they go into their new operating year July 1st. Now, so let me just say this, and I'll add this as an aside. Okay. They had a few challenges with it this year, the process, because you may not know this, but it was in the news. You may or may not. They had a network disruption.
Yes, it's been going on for almost a couple of months now.
Yes, it's been going on for a couple of months. Very good. So they had a network disruption. So it forced them to go back, and I'm getting this per Council President Darrell O'Quinn. So they literally, y'all, had to pen and paper it, for the budget.
Yeah.
So they're gonna adopt a budget, but it could be radically different by the time they reconcile everything. So, just want to, and let me give kudos to them because they had the public hearing the other night. People had an opportunity, people who were on the agenda. It was led by Councilwoman Crystal Smitherman. She really did a great job in leading that for what could, have been a tense situation. There are people who were on the agenda to speak. There are some people who were not on the agenda. So I'm saying that to say, y'all, this is your community. You have some issues, you have some concerns. There are opportunities that, that we have to make a difference and make our voice be heard. So she did a great job, and the counselors did a great job in facilitating that and hearing from the public or whatever. So again, and I will just say this, as Council President O'Quinn put it, follow that process and stay engaged, because you still have an opportunity to let your city leaders know if you have a concern or if you have a request about what they're doing. And I'll give them credit. They're doing things, printing booklets, holding hearings, giving informational items so people can be informed. I mean, there's a budget handbook that they created. I mean, going, in my opinion, going a step above to make sure that people are informed and engaged in the civic process. So again, I mean, we're dealing with people. No one's going to be perfect. That's not what this is about. But if for those of you who have followed Birmingham and followed politics, you do know this is a different day. And it's a brighter day as opposed to rewinding, 5 or 10 years before. It's a different day. So again, they're doing their part. So come on, Birmingham, you all do your part and help them as well in supporting them. And if you have an issue, bring it to them, because they will listen. I sat there and I've seen that.
With that being said,
yes, sir.
There is somebody that's been covering the sports side of this for years. On the national and the local level.
Heck yeah.
And he has walked into the building.
Heck yeah.
And we're going to make sure right now, we're going to see, can he come on over and let him join the show? The one, the only, the magnificent Mr. Jeh Jeh Pruitt is in the building.
Are you talking about somebody else?
What's up, man? He's in the building. What's up, boy?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Jeh Jeh is in the building.
They just, and Joe, your timing was so good, because they literally asked about them. Want to say what's up to Tammy. Want to say what's up to Miss Rachel. Marvin is joining us from Florida. Erica, good morning. And then Omar just asked, JJ coming? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's here.
I'm here.
So that was perfect timing.
You know something, but I'm going to say this, and I've said this to all my friends, right? When I call or I text you guys answer my phone call, and you text me right back.
Yes.
Right? I don't call and bother a lot, but when I do call, you have for years, I've always been a man of your word. You gave me your number years ago, and you said, if you ever need me, call me.
Wow.
Don't call him often, but guess what? When I do,
he does.
Thank you.
Because I know when Joe calls, it's important. I need to hear what Joe has got to say.
But you have given me, throughout my career, you've given me advice on news stories, in radio, and how to do all these things. So, man, thank you so much for that. But I got a question I want to ask before we get into this interview.
All right.
Where did the name JJ come from? I've always wanted to ask you this question.
Well, very, very good question. My real name is Jermel. I do not have a J for my middle name. It's Legardo.
Okay.
But JJ, when I was younger, I used to stutter. And everybody would ask me, hey, what's your name? I would be like, I'd say J. So they just started calling me JJ.
Oh, wow.
And so everybody used to call me just J.
Right.
But every time anybody would ask me what my name was, I'd say J. I just repeated it. So everybody just said JJ.
Wow.
So they started calling me JJ.
Wow.
No.
He has
Oh, another thought.
No, I mean it was just that.
I thought it was something from your grandmama, the way it was spent. Wow. Okay.
It was just.
But that's an encouraging story for someone, because I never heard that. The fact that you are a broadcaster, and the fact that you're saying I overcame this issue. That's powerful.
Lots of therapy, I guess you might say. Lots of speech therapy. But, I still catch myself. They say your brain works faster than your mouth. That's why you stutter. So I still catch myself doing it a little bit, but I've just tried to slow down and, everything's good. I think I still talk way too fast. But you know, I'm able to get through it at least anyway.
I talk fast.
No,
too,
I'm the king of
JJ.
fast. I'm the one who talk real fast.
Did you just hear that? No, I'm the king of
What'd you say,
fast.
Joe? I didn't say anything.
No, I am the one people always tell me to really slow down. Because when I get excited, I get loud and I start talking really fast.
Well, that's good though.
But you know, my mama used to tell me, JJ,
What?
this is
Uh-oh.
embarrassing.
Uh-oh.
When you start talking fast and your eyes get buck, you're lying.
Oh.
And that's not true. That's not true, JJ.
But she was convinced that it was, right?
Right. So what's been going on in the world of WBRC 6 and
Man.
everything? What's going on with you?
We've just been rocking and rolling. I mean, you know, getting the summer's coming. You know, we kind of finished the spring and finished football season. We're just preparing for the next football season coming up. We still do features and stuff every morning, but the morning crew is just fantastic. Keisa knows all about the morning crew. Love them.
Yes.
You know, love them. And,
yes.
you know, we just love hanging out with each other, and everything's good. Everything's
Shout
going
out
good.
to Janice and Mike and the
Yes.
whole crew there. We
Yes.
love you all.
Love you guys.
like
Watch you.
family.
Sheldon.
I can't say much
Sheldon
everyone, but I
and
watch you.
Linda,
Sheldon.
yes,
Sheldon had us on the
Destiny.
show, so thank you. Destiny. Yeah. Love all of them.
Yeah.
Now, gotta ask you another question,
Please,
JJ.
let's go for it.
Nick Saban,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
he left. Your thoughts? What Alabama gonna be this year, sir? What we doing?
Well,
What do you think about the new coach?
I think Alabama was very smart hiring Kalen DeBoer. This man has never lost anywhere he's been.
Whoa.
I mean, every school he's been in, he's always won 10 plus.
Okay.
So I think they were smart to go after him.
Mhm.
And when you get an approval from Nick Saban that this is a good hire,
That means
I think they'll be fine. You know, but with the NIL going on, Joe, and all of that kind of stuff going on, I mean, you have to literally recruit your own team every week now,
Yes.
just about.
Yes.
So is he? I'll tell you this: my daughter, who goes to Alabama,
Yeah, roll
she saw him at an event,
Mhm.
and he didn't know who she was, and they just said, "Hey, Coach DeBoer." He was like, "Hey, how you doing?" So I don't want to say he's much more personable than Nick Saban, but he kind of is.
I'll say it.
Yeah,
He's
he's much
personable.
more personable than Nick Saban because, you know, Coach Saban, he was just kind of like, you
Focused.
know, I always call him quirky, but the man was a genius. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think Kalen DeBoer is going to be a little bit more open. He's an offensive genius.
I'm
Nick
sorry.
Saban was a defensive genius.
Mhm.
So I think you're going to see fast-paced, high-energy offense, and he just hired somebody just to take care of the defense. But Alabama's offense, I'm excited about it. I'm
Okay.
very excited.
Well, listening to you now, I'm more excited because I was worried.
Yeah.
You were worried about
I
it?
was worried.
Okay, wow.
I was worried.
Now,
Wow.
if you go back now, of course, now they did lose in the championship game, but Michigan was on a whole nother level.
They were.
As you know, they were against everybody. But they run play every 15, 17 seconds.
Mhm.
I think that it's not going to change at Alabama. Alabama's offense is going to be much faster. It's going to be, and you know, they still got 4 and 5 star athletes, so it's going to be good stuff.
Did we get those? Because I haven't been keeping those. So did we get good athletes for Alabama this year?
Oh, yeah.
Even though Coach left.
Yes. And,
Okay.
you know, a lot of guys left because they got better NIL deals, but we got a lot of good guys coming in. I mean, there's some receivers, man, that are just going to be amazing. I mean, I saw a video of this kid, man. He literally jumped up, one hand, caught it, and just kept running. I mean, they got some athletes still. Alabama will always have athletes now, I'm telling you.
What do you think about this NIL? Because you've been in this game for a long time when there was no internet, and you catch a lot of a lot of these kids when they was in high school.
Yeah.
And you interviewed them when they were in high school and then in college. So what do you think about NIL?
I'm all for them getting paid for their name, image, and likeness.
Okay.
But I think there needs to be some kind of control. That's me personally.
What do you mean when you say control?
I guess I don't want to be as extreme as Coach Saban, but by saying I think Coach Saban's idea was everybody on the team, everybody in college, every athlete, whether you're a softball player, badminton, whatever, he wanted everybody to just get maybe $50,000.
Yeah.
And I'm for that. But I do think that the way everything goes is if you are a star athlete, you know, pay a little bit more. It's kind of like this. If you're in an office and a salesperson is kicking butt, I mean, he gets paid more, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So if you've got an athlete on the team that's a little bit
earn the incentive. Yeah.
Give them a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I still think everybody needs to get something.
Yeah.
You know, even the guy who never gets to play,
Right.
everybody gets, because if you're going to use their name, image, and likeness, then get paid. But I think it's a little bit out of control right now myself. I think there needs to be some caps on it somewhere.
I say this, and
You like that, Chicken?
to this, I'm gonna ask you to what my question to this. You say what? That when I look at this now, I see a lot of kids even got the talent. They don't, just my field.
Yeah.
And you can tell you because you're the expert in this, but I don't feel that some of these kids are trying to define their talent. They're going after the money instead of going to the best place possible.
Yes.
So it may be a one-hitter quitter for them, and then they never make it to the pros.
Yeah.
And I think this, to me, is going to diminish the skill set and the entertainment of the game that we're actually going to be seeing, because they'll rather be getting this money than playing.
Yeah.
And we sort of kind of see this in the NBA right now,
Yeah.
where people are sitting out to that. You say what?
It's going to diminish competition.
That part.
That's what it is, because back when we were playing, we couldn't leave. We had to just bust our butt and fight for that position.
Right.
Now,
At school?
if you're not happy, I'm just going down to the school down the street. They're going to pay me more money, and I'm going to be able to play. So these kids nowadays, they don't have the grind. You know, they're bigger, faster, stronger.
Right.
But I don't think they have the grind that we had to, because, like I said, if they're not happy, I can just go next door.
You play football?
Yeah, I did.
So when you played to now, what do you think one of the biggest, besides the money thing, what are one of the biggest differences?
That these guys are just way better, bigger, faster, stronger. But these guys eat, sleep, and breathe it. I mean, we played multiple sports. Now these guys are hyper focused on making it to that next level and the level after that, and get paid. And I'm all for that.
Right.
But these guys, man, they do amazing things like I don't think I could ever do. I mean, I remember seeing Carlos Dansby one time. Carlos Dansby, just a little bit younger than me. I remember seeing Carlos Dansby jump and catch a ball one-handed, and before he went out of, he was falling out of bounds, and before he fell out of bounds, he tossed it to his teammate for an interception.
My goodness.
Our guys were doing stuff, but they weren't doing stuff like that.
Right.
So fast forward, Carlos Dansby 10 years later. You got guys that are doing that stuff who are 17 years old. Right. I mean, the competition is just getting better and better. These guys are bigger, faster, stronger. They're just more skilled than what we used to be. Right. Now, I think we were tougher because we had to be.
I'm with you on that.
But these guys are tough too, though. You know what I'm saying? The Gen Zers and millennials, they're tough too. But
they take a good licking once or twice. They go sit down. We go in, we get patched up, we get back into the game.
Oh, listen, I had many concussions and still played.
Yeah.
That's probably why I messed up now. My wife will tell you, did you get the milk? No, I forgot it.
Blame it on CTE.
I'm blaming it on CTE.
Right. Since you've been covering this game, what is one of the most famous players that you didn't realize was going to be that person, became that person?
Good question. If I saw a player in high school and I saw him with a special skill, I never thought that, oh, this kid's not going to be anything. I always thought, man, this kid's going to be special. I take Carnell Williams, for instance. Like, I remember seeing him, covering him in high school at Etowah.
Cadillac.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh. I'd see him running, and he never lost a yard. Never lost a yard. He was always fighting for more. And I remember telling Rick, I said, Rick, this kid's going to be special right here, man. And they had won a state championship. Yeah. Went to Auburn, and you know what they did at Auburn. And then he went to the pros. I said, I knew seeing Carnell Williams, I said, this kid's going to be special. So, I mean, like, a lot of times you'll see guys. But I will say this. When I saw Deron Payne for the first time at Shades Valley, I was going, well, I don't really know. Because, I mean, he wasn't really playing the way I thought he should. I thought he was being a little bit lazy, but man, look, Nick Saban developed him like crazy. This dude is amazing now. Quentin Williams, when I saw Quentin Williams over at Winona, I'm seeing him, and because when you see guys playing on bad, and I don't know if they bad teams that weren't winning, they're playing multiple positions. He's playing offense, defense, so they're tired. So you don't really get to see their skill set. But when they get to college, they focus on one position. Oh man, then you get to see that. You see what Nick Saban saw in there. Nick Saban's looking at footwork. He's looking at your balance, your strength. So he's looking at stuff that we don't pay attention to.
that's one thing though. When it goes back to the question with Bama,
Yeah.
that I'm worried about. I'm off the bandwagon.
Yeah.
He was never a Bama fan.
Oh, he's never been a bad fan.
Yeah, that's the goat. I'm like, nah. But how he developed players and actually had them buy in to stay,
Yes.
and then from staying to developing to breaking out the year that you come out. I don't know if he's that type of guy. Because it's one thing to have 5 stars, and Spurrier, he showed me that.
Yeah.
With Texas A&M, he had almost as much, if not more, than Nick. But how you develop these players, where do you bring them, and how they move on to be greater?
Yeah.
So is that what you're saying, that you saw the difference with Nick Saban? So I know that the nephew may be kind of talking in the and I don't know if you can hear everything, but he's basically talking about what I think we refer to as Nick Saban's process. It's called the process. And he said, even though he may not be a Nick Saban fan per se, it may not think he's the GOAT per se, but just in terms of how he takes those players, makes them believe in themselves, and then the success that they have following graduating and following ending their college career is unmatched. And really, that's, I think, what is Nick Saban's claim to fame. I think that's Nick Saban's legacy. Everyone talks about, even though they may not even like him personally or like him, that quirky part of his personality, or like him as a coach, or even like Bama, they respect the man. Yeah.
Well, as you know, all geniuses have some quirks anyway. All geniuses.
They do.
But a lot of people think that, a lot of people may or may not like him. Jim Harbaugh developed players.
Yes.
Look at what he did in Michigan. Oh, it wasn't the fact that he was, stealing signals and all that.
Talk about quirky.
He still develops his players. Urban Meyer developed his players.
Yeah.
But the difference between Jim Harbaugh, Urban Meyer, and Nick Saban was that Nick Saban was just always had that process. He never wavered. So when things went bad, that process still kicked in.
He stayed according to his process.
To me, that's the difference. But you're right, nephew. Nick Saban, amazing how he develops his players. I have mad respect for him forever. How he not only develops them on the field, but off the field as men. That's what I like about Nick Saban.
If you guys are just locking in right now, we got the one and only the phenomenal Mr. JJ from Fox 6 News. He's the sports anchor there at Fox 6 News. How long have you been there?
29 years.
29 years. We're locked in here at the Filter Coffee Parlor with the one and only JJ.
Older than nephew been alive.
Yes, it is. Actually, yes. He's 25.
I see you every morning when I get up. Baby, in the afternoon for you.
How does that feel?
Man.
Wow. So we have a lot of moms that's watching the show, and some, probably fathers too, but a lot of moms that got their kids, their sons, right? And they're probably some single moms out there, and their kids are in sports. What would you tell them that they need to make sure they need to do, from your experience, from what you've seen? What do they need to do, and what steps they need to follow in this new age, from to get their kids to the next level?
Well, I would tell them, first off, you got to teach them the sportsmanship of the game. They got to be, teach them the right way to play the game. Sportsmanship, but they got to be developed. So if mom, with inflation and everything right now, but you got to develop these guys. You really got to get them in programs or get them with coaches that can train them on their footwork, because they're starting so young now. I mean, you got coaches that are training these kids and have pipelines directly to Alabama and Auburn. You got to get them with those camps. You got to get them training. I know guys, Joe, this never happened with us, Keisa.
Yeah.
You got guys that don't take vacation. They're right now working out with a coach right now. That's moms, what you got to do. You got to basically develop these guys to the point to where they are so developed that when they get to college and they get to Nick Saban, he's going to develop even more. That's what gets you into the pros. That's what gets you paid. That's what gets you a good retirement later on.
Well, in other words, you're saying mediocrity just won't matter.
No.
And then when we think about the pros, we've always thought about this or had conversations. Sometimes we aspire, for our children or whatever to okay, he's going to be a pro player. But when we start, let's go down and let's run the numbers. And let's see how many people are on teams. Let's see how many starters. When we start looking at things like that, when you talk about football and basketball. How many players are actually starting that you're competing against? Now, we just used to think it's America. Now it's the world that you're competing against. Don't you?
Yes, I do. I got a cousin right now. He's 6'6", 260 pounds. Was with the Baltimore Ravens for 2 years. Played at Florida. Now he's with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was on the practice squad at Baltimore. And every time I asked him when he was in the SEC, and I've watched him, and I thought he was a little timid at times. And we'd have a little family get together, and I said, "Hey, what do you have to do to improve?" Mm-hmm. He says, "Man, I got to get bigger." He's 6'6", 260.
Ooh,
he says, "I got to get bigger." But listen, he's 6'6", 260. Every one of the linemen at Alabama is 6'5", 330.
Oh.
So they're outweighing him, Joe, by 50, 60, 70 pounds.
In college.
So in college.
So imagine.
Yes.
In the pros.
So, and a lot of times they may tell you to drop that weight down, the offensive lineman, but still, you're still outweighed and outstrengthened.
Yeah.
By
50 pounds. It's 50
so
pounds.
again, so parents, when I say moms, if you want your kids to survive, they got to be bigger, faster, stronger. They got to be developing at all times.
And I think, and I'm gonna ask you again, I'm gonna rely on you on this information, that make sure your kid got a love for the game. It's not about you and what you want. You're not living in his father's or somebody's dream, or you look to see your kid as a pay ticket. Because that's the worst thing you could do, is force a child to be into something he don't want to do.
That's right.
And what I loved about Nick Saban's 2-part question, he always made sure they got education.
Yes. 93% graduation rate. Excuse me, 95% graduation rate.
That's powerful.
And you know the story about Snoop Dogg's son.
Yeah.
He was playing at USC,
Okay.
but after the first year, and it got hard because it's another level.
Right.
He said, "Dad, I don't want to play anymore." He goes, "Why?" He says, "I only played football because of you."
That part.
And so Snoop's like, "Well, I had a scholarship for him. Now I got to pay for him to go to school." But his son just wanted his dad to be proud of him.
Wow.
But he didn't really want to play football.
Love the game.
He didn't love the game. Now, you got some guys out there like Jerry Rice's son who plays for USC. He loves the game.
Yes.
Deion Sanders, his kids love the game. Travis Hunter, all of these guys are beasts. They love the game.
Yeah.
Mom, your kids got to love the game. Don't make your kids play a sport if they don't love it. Get them in school. If they don't want to play sports, get them hooked on phonics or something. I'm gonna tell you, so they can be better educated.
Does that still exist?
I mean, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, find another way.
Yeah.
Find another way.
Let me ask something about that. You're touching on something. So even if your child, JJ, goes to the NFL or the NBA or whatever, NHL, there's only a certain time frame. I mean, it is not expected that they're going to have, honestly, a 29 career like you have at Fox 6. Yeah. You're tearing, and depending on the position, I look at the running backs. The running backs oftentimes, and the NFL kind of takes a little heat from this, the running backs are not going to have as long a career normally.
It was 2 to 3 years, I think.
As a quarterback.
Yeah.
And a quarterback can sit on a team for 10 years.
The average NFL player is 3 years. 3 years. Now, they're on a lot of Kobe Bryant's and LeBron James. Now, LeBron James spends $1 million a year on his health, on his eating, on his trainers.
This is LeBron himself?
LeBron.
Wow.
So, but we don't have $1 million a year.
Right, correct.
Kobe spends a lot of money. And if you look at his documentary, he talked about, he said, you got to eat right, you got to train right, you got to train hard. It takes a lot a work.
And let me tell you,
a lot of work,
you're mentioning training. Tom Brady. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not a fan of Tom Brady. I am not.
You're not a fan of the GOAT?
No, I'm not a fan of Tom Brady. You can throw all the stats my way, and you're still not gonna turn me on. But I have to. I may not be a fan of him. But I respect his principle. I respect the fact that he suited up and he went out to have people for lunch. Every time he stepped on the field, and you know what he talked about? What you just mentioned. He has a chef that cooked a certain way. There's certain things that they did to invest in and not just having fun. But boy, we're doing all this prep. But for some players, it's 2 to 3 years in the pros. That's it.
Well, and all of the NFL guys have their personal chefs and everything now.
Good.
But that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
So it takes to make it. beyond those
Right.
3 years that we
Mhm.
talked about. So.
So I want to get into this now. We didn't talk a lot about the sports. Let's get down to the ladies that's watching our show because this
Miss
guy here.
Nicole said we had him in got him in sideline mode today.
I know, right?
Let's go.
He did it for us.
Just for
He
you,
did it for us.
Nicole. Thank you,
But
Nicole.
you know, so I want to bring you back to what you do in the morning because you do this for us. You've been doing it for us for years.
Mhm.
For us to exercise. I'm not going to ask you to do any exercise today.
Oh,
But-
dang. Come on.
No,
need
but
some
what I
exercise.
want you to do, because there's a lot of women that's watching.
Yeah.
Summertime is coming. You have worked with a lot of trainers over the years,
Mhm.
right? What are some of the best exercises and some of the best diet plans over the years that you've heard that you've given to people that has actually worked?
Joe, I'm so glad you asked me that question because I just asked somebody this last week, and you know what they told me?
What did they tell
You know what they told me?
What's that?
They said you know what the best exercise is?
What?
Walking.
Hallelujah.
Walking.
I do.
Wait a
That's the
minute.
best. He said
Hallelujah.
that is the best weight loss exercise.
I do it. I love
Now,
walking.
We can't live
What
like
is
Joe.
this? You look,
We can't
hold
live
on,
like
hold
Joe.
on. She been doing it like you're a rapper. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, and what you see, Joe, it took years for Joe to get that. Joe
Yes.
still works out all the time.
yes.
Joe,
I used
Joe
to-
is what do you call this? Is it an anomaly or he's it's something that
I'm
is
the
just
Tom
so,
Brady of my
he's
era.
He's
Joe.
a unicorn.
Joe eats right. He does what he's supposed to do in order to look like that.
And you know
You
what?
know what I'm saying?
So the great thing about coming on with Keisa and Joe, y'all, I did not have my stuff together before coming on this show. I'm gonna tell you the truth. But let me tell you the best thing for Keisa. The best thing for me in order to get myself together
Mhm.
is to face some form of embarrassment or to face some form of comparison.
She
So I
told
have
me
to
that this
sit.
morning.
I have to
Yeah.
sit next to him every day, and he's got, his muscles popping out. Every time I come and sit by him, his muscles are saying, "Hey, Keisa, how are you?" Taunting
She
me.
looking like she chopped liver.
Right.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Like you
And
chopped
I'm
liver.
like,
Right.
Come on.
Joe is not going to sit here and have me looking like anything from off the street. So you know what?
And I guess I'd be saying the same thing because I want to impress her.
Oh,
No,
I know,
no,
right?
man, you got it. You got
But
it.
they
going.
said walking, Keisa, is the best exercise for weight loss.
Yes.
Now,
How long?
I've been walking for
a
8
mile,
months.
30 minutes a day.
Okay.
Thank you.
30 minutes a day. I mean, it may take people, more
Yeah.
than that to run walk.
That's true. It's that 30 minutes a day,
Yeah.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
Puts you at that 150 minutes per week is about average. Listen, I'm in my 50s.
Mhm.
Okay, I just turned 52. It is going to also take more time, and I tell you this all the time because you laugh at me
Yeah.
because I have a dog, and so I'm running out, nephew. After the show, I gotta go walk the dog on dog, and that dog, she's special sometimes. But the blessed thing is, it forces my tail to move. And when I started this 8 months ago, I was 15 pounds heavier. I've told you, I've actually lost weight by doing that because
by just walking the dog.
by just walking the dog, it forces me to move. And even the other benefit is, I think, an endurance that I've seen. I'm able to do things. It forces me. I have to go park and I have to walk to park. I walk here when I do our show. So now, because I've seen that, you get to a place where you plateau. So I have to think about now, okay, what do I do to move this to the next level? So I have to think about eating and all that kind of stuff, eating less. And you see me eating this morning. It's kind of unusual, but I have a whole routine, y'all. I've got smoothies. I've got chia seed pudding. I'm hitting 30 to 40 ounces of water before I even step in this building. I mean, things like that.
And that's what I want to ask you. The
Yeah.
water intake.
Yeah.
What we looking at?
I do close to a gallon a day. I buy these little liter and a half bottles at Whole Foods, and I drink 3 of them a day.
Okay.
Now, my wife, who's 5'1",
Yeah.
she doesn't drink that much.
Right.
My daughter doesn't drink that much, but my size, 5'10", 275, I have to drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
But I have one kidney also. I donated a kidney to my mom. So I try
did not know that.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
almost,
Many years ago.
almost 30 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, almost 30 years ago.
So what does that mean? You were explaining that means you have to drink water as well to keep your
Yeah,
kidney
that
healthy?
means no dark sodas, no dark drinks. They really say no carbonated drinks at all. But I do like my Dr. Pepper. I drink 1 Dr. Pepper a month.
Yeah.
But I drink Fresca. I drink a lot of different clear sodas. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of sodas that you can do that's kidney healthy.
Okay.
But I
This
like
is
water.
good.
I like water.
This
Water
is
is good. And I drink alkaline water.
Okay.
That's just me.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
I do it as well.
Yeah.
Because sickness, diseases are less likely to thrive in an alkaline environment.
Yeah.
And then what you'll notice, the from my research, Joe and JJ, you can help me on this. They say that, as it relates to, it's coming up summer, so I think this is so good.
Yeah.
If you want to kind of get a nice summer body, but they say the average is you're going to drink in liters, half of your body weight. So if
In
you
ounces.
weigh in
Yeah.
ounces, sorry, thank
Yeah.
you. So
half your body weight in ounces.
half
Yeah.
your body
Yeah.
weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, your goal or strive should be about 100. Will it be tough? Yes. And the
Yeah.
kidneys don't like for you to overload. You can't overload your kidneys if you do too much at one time.
Mhm.
Ask me how I know that, because I've done that.
Yeah.
Okay. Just drinking and my kidneys
Yeah.
are screaming.
Yeah.
Your kidneys like kind of a slow sort of deal. So you drink often, and y'all,
Yeah.
sometimes we do things not because we like it, but we have to.
You have to.
I have to do this.
Listen, Keisa, I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
I don't drink a lot of caffeine. I
Yeah.
don't drink caffeine.
You don't need it because you're
Well,
Mr. JJ.
Listen, you don't want to see me on caffeine. I be trying to climb these walls right now. But I bought this mushroom coffee.
Oh, did you buy
Does it
rice?
work? It's not even coffee.
Did you
It's
buy-
just mushrooms.
But does it work?
I did too.
It does. It gives you a jolt like coffee. It's
Okay.
not. It's not coffee at all.
Okay, I've
There's
seen
no
this. Is it
caffeine.
one
There's
brown
no
bag?
sugar. Yeah, there's no
Yeah, yeah,
caffeine.
yeah, yeah.
There's no sugar, but it tastes awful.
It's not great.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh, you got to put creamer and stuff in it. I mean, but it's no sugar, and it's a lot of great benefits. For antioxidants. It's
Yeah.
help with brain function.
Yeah.
Probiotics.
Probiotic.
all that
No,
good
no,
stuff.
I-
But
actually-
it tastes awful.
Okay,
Joe.
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. I've tasted a lot of bad products in my life. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that's no problem. What does it work, and how do you know it works? Because I've seen it, but I haven't tried it.
Well, I mean, you basically are just putting yourself out there because you're reading the label and it says this mushroom is for brain function, this mushroom is for antioxidant, this mushroom is for this. So you got 5 or 6 different kinds of mushrooms in there, and
Yeah.
it's just ground
So
up
what is
mushrooms.
it? Is this a placebo effect, JJ, or is you actually what have you seen from it?
Well, because I don't drink caffeine,
Okay,
and I know how my body feels when I don't have caffeine. I drink water.
Mhm.
Water kind of has the same effect to me as most people with coffee. I kind of get a little bit of I get an uptick
Interesting.
with drinking water.
Interesting.
But when I drink this mushroom powder, I call it,
Yeah.
it's not really coffee.
Right.
When I drink this mushroom powder, I do notice that I am a little bit more alert. I do get a little bit of a boost.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it doesn't last long. They say
plateau.
the mushroom is supposed to stay,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
like coffee is supposed to give you a high and then a big drop.
Yeah.
The mushroom they say is supposed to be even, but
No.
I feel it and then I kind of go
But
back
go
down
down too?
to yeah. So,
So let me tell you what.
I don't think it's a placebo thing. Yeah.
So let me tell you. So you raise a great question. So what you're going to make me do, because I purchased that too.
Mhm.
I got the kind specifically that did not deal with the caffeine. Caffeine just has me all over the place, and
Yeah.
I can't
Mhm.
I can't do that at this point. So I purchased it. So and I'm deep with it, y'all.
Yeah.
Do you know I even create my own? I do a hazelnut milk that I
What?
create.
We should do a series on this for the social
Yes.
media.
I was gonna tell. I was
we
gonna
should do
tell you
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna
We
tell
should
you
buy
that.
it and see what happens.
I can show you pictures on my phone.
I
I
believe
make.
you.
I make.
You're gonna get filter.
Oh no.
No, we're always gonna do
No, we're
this
always
here.
gonna
No,
do
we're gonna do
filters.
something different.
No, we
I'm
always
gonna
come
cheat
here.
once a week, y'all.
Yeah. But and too with the mushroom coffee, they advise that you do it. It's supposed to help with gut health, so it's like a probiotic.
Yes.
I can't give you an honest take on it because I haven't done it long enough.
Okay.
But I'm sick. But what you're going to make me do now, you're going to make me go home and do the coffee
Mhm.
twice a day. They tell you do it twice a day
Okay.
because what it helps you do, you get all the benefits of a probiotic, which means it helps to cleanse your system. I don't want to be graphic, but it helps to cleanse your system.
Right.
It's supposed to calm inflammation. That's one of the main things because
Yes.
inflammation is a marker for disease. And a lot of us don't understand why we can't lose the weight, why we feel bloated or
Mhm.
or just feel heavy and can't do. But you're gonna make me go home and do it. But JJ, I'm so deep into this that I will not drink milk out of the store. I make hazelnut milk. I make almond milk.
Oh,
Instead of me using a coffee creamer, I use whey protein. Whey protein is a major, I don't know how what your studies is on this, but protein is a major health additive. Like it helps in the formation of the blood and building.
Mhm.
I follow a doctor, Dr. Mark Hyman, and Dr. Mark Hyman, and he
Mhm.
says that his 32 ounces of water first thing in the morning, along with a protein shake, are non-negotiables, along with B6 vitamins. Although you do those three things, you're attacking dehydration, you're attacking inflammation, and you're attacking cell formation right off the bat. And let me tell you again, 32 ounces of water when you first wake up, alkaline preferably,
Yes.
electrolyte water. Secondly, make sure you have a protein shake or some form of protein. I do whey protein, all kinds of protein shakes out there. And then he said the B vitamins, non-negotiable, blood and cells.
Well, now I have heard this.
Mm.
If you don't want to drink the awful coffee,
the awful mushroom coffee.
and this came from a couple of people. They sell these little machines where you can pour regular tap water in and press the button, and it produces hydrogen water. You ever heard of hydrogen
I have
water?
not. I've
I
never
have
heard
not.
of it. Okay.
You can Google it. I
Okay.
promise you, it's hydrogen
We'll
water.
do that
Now-
right now.
Now, Keisa, they say that
I'm listening.
that helps with inflammation. It helps with all the other stuff, and in fact, they say that it literally reverses some of the diseases that
Wow.
are happening. Now, they don't claim that. They're not going to claim that because
Yeah.
now that's a little machine right there.
Right.
Right here?
Yeah,
Hydrogen
that
water?
little, hydrogen water, and basically you charge it up,
Uh-huh.
and then you pour the water in. You press the button, and you see this blue light comes up, and all these bubbles come up. Now, I've drank that water probably for a couple of weeks now. I can feel a difference in that
What?
more so than anything
Okay.
because
What?
it makes the water taste cleaner.
What?
It is amazing, and it really gives you a little boost. I
Okay.
mean,
So here's
why hydrogen added? Hydrogen's already in water, but why the the addition to the more hydrogen? What
just
it does.
plain water, you can
Yeah.
tell a difference.
Yep.
How much did you pay for it? Did you
Oh,
mind?
it's like $50, $40 for that little thing. But one of the former athletes at Alabama, he was a former pro. He says, he had hip surgery, all that kind of stuff. He says, man, I've been drinking this hydrogen water. He said, it's a life changer for me. He says, I don't have pains anymore. I don't suffer like I used to. So apparently it's doing something. If any experts out there, tell me what hydrogen water does. But I say, give it a try. It's not that expensive.
Y'all learned
Less
something new
than
with the Keisa and Joe
$80.
show today.
Yeah.
Y'all have learned something really new
And
today.
I have it pulled up for them.
Drinking faucet water.
Drinking coffee.
I used to drink
Which
hose
is-
pipe water.
Yeah.
Well, we all did when we grew up. Our
Oh, yeah.
parents
I
had
took
us
the
on
hose pipe
and,
water.
and we survived.
Yes.
But is it best? We don't know. As
No,
you
it
get
was good
older-
because it killed everything. We lived longer. We are that generation that had the hose
Yeah.
pipe water. We ate dirt pies. Okay.
Yep.
dirt sandwiches.
Dirt
I'm with you.
Mud
Hey,
pies.
hey, we was ready. This generation here is a little bit
I'm
different.
actually showing this on the screen, Joe, because
Okay.
I think it's so. You're gonna make me go out, and you're gonna make
I'm
me
gonna go
go
purchase
and
that
buy
today.
this
No, I'm gonna go buy
now.
that today.
Listen,
Yeah,
give
I'm
it a
gonna get
try.
Hydrogen water, and you can tell a difference.
I can tell a difference.
What?
And,
Well-
and you'll tell the difference in the taste because it makes that water taste so clean.
So let me ask
It
you
is so
this.
clean.
So if the water tastes clean, so is it you take regular water? Like how does it work? You take regular water?
Well, I put the mineral water. I put the alkaline water.
Alkaline
I put
water
the
in
alkaline
there.
water in, and then I, enhance it a little bit more. And to me, it tastes even
With
cleaner.
the hydrogen deal.
Everybody recognizes this guy sitting here. They're like, oh my God, it's JJ.
But I've even put tap water in, and you can tell a major difference because I actually did a study up at Fox 6. I said, here, taste this tap water, taste it. And I said, and I poured the other hydrogen water, and I said, now taste
Whoa.
this. I said, this is from the same cup, and they were like, oh my gosh, I can tell a difference. Everybody
Whoa.
says they can tell
Whoa.
I'm gonna
a
do
difference. Much
that.
cleaner taste.
Well, I'm gonna let you do the mushroom. I'm doing the hydrogen
I'm gonna do both,
because
and I'm gonna.
you said that you felt the difference, and if
Wow.
being an athlete and versus workout, I need to do something that that people say they feel it and it works.
Look, you're already on that health journey. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
it'll just enhance you
Yes.
even more.
Yeah.
I think you'll be able to tell the difference faster because you know your body
Right, exactly.
better sometimes than most people.
Yeah, I can tell when I'm off,
Yeah, you know every day. You know when you go work out, say, okay, I'm a little off today.
Yeah.
I don't have this much energy, that much energy. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can definitely tell.
How
Don't be knowing
insightful!
all that.
How insightful! How insightful!
Wow.
What do you all have to say? Omar says, "I drink water."
I have
Oh.
Miss Rachel says, "I'm with you, Keisa." Hold on, nephew. I'm coming right to you, sweetheart. Miss Rachel says, I'm with you always researching things, y'all. I'm on here researching while y'all are talking. I'm up here looking and posting some things on here. You're hanging with, oh gosh. Mr. Marvin says, hanging low on the Keisa and Joe morning show with special guest Jeh Jeh Pruitt.
My man.
All right, my man. He mentioned that to me. Thank you, Marvin. We appreciate you so much for your support. And Mr. Omar says, I like WBRC's black shirt, so he's loving your shirt.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Miss Tammy talks about how she loves walking, and she says that there's one of my friends, Mr. Dexter Cunningham.
Oh, cool.
He's a former police officer. Hey, Dexter, I walk 5 miles or 10,000 steps and drink lots of water. You go, my girl Tammy. You go. Go ahead, sweetheart. I was just showing some things. Nephew, thank you. Go ahead, sweetheart.
My question was, because we were talking about how it can reverse stuff and all of that. My mom is dealing with degenerative arthritis.
Yeah.
Especially in like her legs and stuff like that, from past wreck or whatever.
Yes.
I think that would be great for her. That hydrogen would.
It would.
Yeah. I think that would.
Degenerate. So you have a relative dealing with degenerative arthritis.
Yeah.
And you think that would. So how I'm looking at the price on Amazon, nephew, and it was I saw you said you paid about $50. I saw one for like $25.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would have to try that if it's something that I think
I'm
could
ordering
help.
one today.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I'm ordering one
And
today.
I think mine was probably $70 to $80 because I think I ordered like 3 of them.
Wow.
I was like, get one for my wife and my
Right,
daughter.
right.
I was like, hey, everybody try it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Wow.
here's my philosophy, guys. Y'all don't have to go to philosophy.
Yeah.
If I see something and it says it helps, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
It may or may not work.
Right.
Yeah.
Give it a try though.
Yeah.
I'll
But
try it.
you've got the athlete. That's strong to me. You
Yeah.
said that this is what you noticed, and you've got the athlete who says, "Man, this is the only thing I will do because I've noticed that it's helped me with whatever."
Well, I mean, I always have brain fog because we wake up so early, and
Sure.
that's why I started the mushroom powder. I
Right,
was
right, right.
Let me
Make
taste
them
and see
That's
if
what I
this
saw. But I haven't heard anybody give any results. I see people doing this stuff to sell it, but I haven't seen anybody give actual results behind it.
Yeah.
So when you say it plateaus, that means to me it does not stay in your system long enough to do a lot. You have to continue to do this.
Right.
I'm gonna do a test for you then.
Sure.
I'm looking for the video that I have that I posted on this and how I mix it. But I'm gonna do a test for you. So
Sure.
you're gonna
I'm gonna do the hydrogen.
you're gonna do the hydrogen water.
Because I can already see I'm gonna be mad at the mushroom stuff.
But don't you think this is great though to report back? Because you and I are thinking along the same thing to report and to give people
Please
some value in
Yeah.
what you can do to improve your life.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a whole series. I'm gonna do a video of me actually ordering and stuff. So I'm
love it.
just stay locked into our
I love
the
it.
channels we're gonna do that.
I
But
love it.
also, since we got Jay, we've talked about sports.
Yeah.
From the kids to the moms.
Yeah.
But now let's get into JJ really quick before we get out of here.
Okay.
Number one, man, we want to tell you thank you.
Thank you.
No.
Yes.
Hey, I
no.
appreciate what you
Yes.
guys do. Love y'all show. Love
Thank
what y'all are doing. Y'all are informing people. Appreciate y'all.
Thank
But we
you.
want to tell you, man, for what you've done for the city of Birmingham,
community.
for you've done for all of us across the state of Alabama for 29 years,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's more to just WBRC 6 that's with you. You have a wife, you have a family,
Yes.
and you also have something else that you and your wife started,
Mhm.
which was the Dannon Project.
Thank you.
Yes.
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 And this is why, not just because of the anchor background that you have, but everything else that you've seen besides that, you and your wife came together
Mhm.
and you started this thing called the Dannon Project. And for the people who are watching our show today, could you go ahead and tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'll give you the elevator story. Many years ago, I think it was 1997, my youngest brother, Dannon, was killed by a friend of mine that I played high school football with.
Mhm.
I tell people all the time, I said, I went to college, he went to the college of the streets.
My Lord.
And my brother was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
He ended up being killed. And when I met my wife, I was telling her about my brother and telling her about how he had a smile larger than life. He was fun, and quiet, but just a lot of fun. And she says, well, let's start a program that helps with second chances. That we couldn't save your brother from being killed. We couldn't save your friend from committing a crime, but let's give everybody who needs a second chance. Let's be the ones to give it to them.
Yeah.
So we started it 22 years ago. And I'll never forget my wife, we didn't have a name for it. And she called me up. She goes, I got the perfect name. We're going to call it the Dannon Project because it's a project that we're going to be working on forever. I said, cool. So my wife and her staff, they've been running it for 22 years. We help people who are coming out of prison, nonviolent people coming out of prison with reentry services. And we also help young mothers and young fathers with careers. So that's what we've been doing a lot of. Now, the deal is we have been doing that for 22 years, but the main focus is giving them a second chance. And the way we do that, we basically have formed an academy now. You know, Dannon Project is an academy. You can, we hand tailor a program to you. If you want to be an engineer, we find a program for you. If you want to be an electrician, you want to be a plumber, we find a program for you. And we basically have been doing this for that long. We've had about 10 to 12,000 people come through the program, and only 100 have gone back to prison.
That's huge. 10 to 12,000 people.
My wife always says that I'm in it to win.
Yeah.
I'm not in it for second, I'm in it to win it. So we have been the #1 reentry program, not in the city, not in this county, not in the state, but in the nation for the last 15 years. We've been on every presidential report since George W. Bush. Presidents know my wife's name by heart, from George W. Bush to Barack Obama to Donald Trump to Joe Biden. They you know, she's changing things. You know, she does it, and everybody asks, well, what's the secret? You know, what the secret is, Joe?
What's that?
The secret is love. You just gotta love these people. You gotta love these people.
Yeah.
And that's all. There is no secret to it. If you show these people that you love them, and I hate to call them people, we call them participants. If you show the people that you love them, then they'll do what they will change their lives themselves. It's not us. It's you show love to them, they will figure it out.
That's powerful.
Well, the city
Shout out
want
to
to thank
Miss
you.
Carrie.
Yeah, we want to thank you and your family, man, for all you have done and
Absolutely.
what you continue to do
Absolutely.
for us, man. We love you, bro.
I love you too, man.
Man, we love you. We love
Look
you.
up DannonProject.org, y'all.
DannonProject.org.
Also, what we're looking at on time? I know we better really get up out of here.
It's 10:58.
Okay, so real quick, I got a couple of questions I need to ask you. All right, so you can get up out of here. All right. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? Chicken wings.
Chicken wings? All right.
Not the chicken wings.
What's the sound that you hate the most?
The sound that I hate the most?
Yes.
Crickets, probably.
Crickets.
Crickets. Literal crickets or something.
Crickets.
Literal crickets, okay.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? It's a toss-up between The Green Mile and Schindler's List. Yes, love Green Mile. Green Mile has such a powerful message to me. I'm telling
What's
you.
the message of it? Because I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like it?
Not really.
You don't like the fact that well, it's the fact that he paid for not speaking up. It wasn't the fact that about the race. It was the fact that he knew that man was innocent and he didn't speak up. And his punishment was that he got to live a long life and suffer that long.
Ooh.
So the thing is, you know, some people that was the message I got.
Okay. Love it.
Last question. If there's anything you could have been besides a sports anchor, what would it have been?
Ooh.
That we want that answer right there. That answer.
At least one of my questions got him.
Chippendale. Probably like just a salesperson.
No. Here is from all of this is all of my life coaching expertise coming in. His first answer, the Chippendale, that was the true answer. Because people have these fantasies behind the scenes and they don't want people.
It's a fantasy, Keisa, because I can't dance.
That's okay. We all have those. That's great. Who knew? JJ.
Chippendale.
Okay.
Y'all, JJ, thank you so much, man, for joining us. So we appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
You guys can see JJ every morning right there on Fox 6 News, y'all. He's there every morning. Make sure Dannon Project is .org. Make sure you go to, if you got any questions, DannonProject.org. What is it?
Huh?
You good?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I was just saying it's on the screen.
All right, guys. We got to get up out here. Flip the call for Paul. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much. We love you. Have a great one. Thank you, JJ. Appreciate you, man.
Bye, y'all. Have a great one. Bye-bye. That was hilarious.